me, I just wanted to know about your, about your project, whether it's a legacy or you're a first generation entrepreneur running this enterprise.
It's a first generation entrepreneur because this is actually something my husband was doing as a hobby as a child, and aero modeling. Actually,
Yeah.
he is very much interested in making things, things that work. So that was his passion all throughout. So when aero modeling came, he got stuck to that. Then slowly he had this idea of starting this into a company. But what he started was as a proprietary firm way back in 2005. Then
Okay.
that time we weren't married. When we were married in 2010, that's when we registered as a private limited company. So the first few months went into all kinds of registrations, all the licenses that we require. So that is how the company started. So I can say it's a first generation company.
Oh, that's great. So, did you learn to join him? Did you learn some specific tools, or did you undergo some training for this concept, or you were already aware
Not
of?
really. Not really. Uh, I was always fascinated by aeroplanes. As a child, that was something that interested me very much. So all the readings and everything would go into something regarding aeroplanes. I wanted to become a pilot, but then way back in 91, that was not an option for girls, and my father was very skeptical about it. So then his option was I take up medicine, which I was never interested. Seeing my mother 24/7 in the hospital, I really didn't want to take up medicine. So then I fought with him for journalism, and went to Delhi and studied there. And I actually forgot about becoming a pilot. Actually, when I got married and came back, that I saw this aeroplane in our room, and I like, yeah, something is changing now. So when he said about setting up a company, I jumped into it, and whatever we are using now, or whatever changes that we are making in our businesses, I'm learning on the job. So as I'm
Oh,
learning, as we are working, I'm trying to acquire new skills, whether it is in digital marketing or whether it is like in accounts or regarding the GST or everything. So he just had to look into the technical side. I can take care of the rest of the aspect of the company. That
oh,
is how we
that's
function.
great. So that sounds really great that you're learning the process slowly
Yes.
along with him to make this venture success. Are you into manufacturing or you are
Yes,
assembling the?
we are into manufacturing. We actually make the wing and the fuselage or the body of a aircraft. What we do is we make scaled down versions of aeroplanes, and we fly it with a remote control. Like it's not manned, it's unmanned. So this
Okay.
category is called as a drone or aero modeling or RC aeroplane, or it's both hobby and professional also.
Oh, that's great. So, I mean, I was about to ask you who inspired you. So, obviously, your husband, that means he inspired you since it was inculcated within you, you wanted to become one pilot. So, that means your husband was the one who inspired you. So,
Yes.
who was your mentor?
I can say my mentors are all my ex bosses with whom I worked. I've worked with some good people. Yeah, I used to get irritated with them because, of course, the boss employee relationship is never an easy one. But I've seen
Yes.
that all of them have, like, pushed me to work hard or to come out of all my comfort zones, and I was thrown challenges, and I survived. So I actually should say many of my bosses, I can call them as my mentors because they've taught. Like even if it's like replying for a business email, my boss could say, "I don't want these one-liners. I want specific, to the point answers. So learn to do that." So, so I use that now in all the business emails or whatever we have to do now. I take up all, I remember whatever I've learned earlier and I put all that here now. So the learning process at that time, I'm actually putting into good use now.
So do you think your academic qualification has played a role in this venture? And to what extent?
Yes, I can say one of us have to keep updating ourselves. So I used to like love to read so much. So reading is again and something that is ongoing to learn. I can say after I got married. That's at age 37. I started learning piano. I started taking up different courses. I was never a person who was interested in any kind of arts or sewing or music or dance. So I was
Okay.
skeptical myself whether I'll continue with my piano lessons at least for a month. But I finished grade one, so I consider that as a big achievement. So I am the one trying to learn this side, and he's the one trying to do the technical side of the work. So we can say yes, all my academic background has helped me to in our business. Yes.
So who invested in your venture? What about the
Uh,
finance? You
Whatever
did you?
money we had, we put in, and we've taken bank loans to actually, when we were scaling up, we actually converted our office into a 1,500 square feet area so we can put in more machinery to go full swing in production. So all that came as a bank loan, and we were lucky that we had our own property and where we could build a building and all that. So we can say our parents and the bank, of course.
So that's really great. So that means the collateral, and you didn't have any problem with the bank, which you were banking with the collaterals, or there's a delay.
Yes, we had a lot of banks because drones are not something that every banker would have heard, and
Yeah.
it's not something they would know, or they feel that they can we can make returns out of it. So banks were very hesitant. We were lucky we had a banker, a lady banker actually, lady manager. She was very excited about the project, and she's the one who actually initiated with the loan. And the day we were supposed to go and sign the loan, we got to know that she got transferred to another branch. So we were like wondering now what to do.
Oh.
But luckily for us, they shifted us to the SME branch of that same bank, and another wait for another 2 months happened. And the bank manager who came after that, he was also very encouraging. And yes, it was not an easy ride for us because, like, see, we are not very much aware of what happens when we go for a loan. We were promised an 80-20 kind of a deal where 80% the bank will do fund and 20%. By the time they gave us the third disbursement, we found out it was 69 and 31. So of course that was like a big blow for us, and again more capital we need to borrow and all that. But as of now, it's going okay. I can't say it's like a easy ride. It's a tough ride, but we're enjoying it. That's what I can say.
Have you taken any Government of India schemes? Are you aware of the various government schemes?
See, what had happened was we could have availed. MSME has a scheme where they for our officers, office space and the electrification and all
Yes.
that we do.
Yes.
They can give us like a 25% subsidy for that. But by the time we went to apply for that, the time had already surpassed for that. Like I think it is supposed to, you're supposed to do it in the first 6 months or something. So that was one hiccup. But I can say our district industries officer and all are very good. They come up and they take us for all the trainings or inform us about new things that are happening. That ways we are very lucky. I cannot say anything against that.
So what are your future areas of research after drone what? And how do you think you're going to extend this research to your organization, your work, towards your work? What are you looking
Um,
forward to?
we are actually looking forward to. We are enlisted as a DRDO vendor.
Oh, that's
So
great. Okay.
we can supply to DRDO. So we are looking at options like that, and we already planning to set up a team in AI and robotics and all that, and somebody who has an electronics background. So because now since India is into Make in India, this or Atmanirbhar Bharat, that this phase is going on. If we have to beat China, we have to do something on our own. So this is
Yes.
what we've been trying our best to start something, make a team, but that doesn't come very easily because all this involves money and yeah, basically
Because
money
yours
is
is a very high-tech venture. So, like, what is your work strength, Annie,
right
of your
now.
organization?
Right now we have 4 people helping us, and
Okay.
since we have a lot of machines here, it's okay even if we can just rotate between these 4 of us with getting things done. And whenever we need another helping hand, we outsource them. We at that time we get people to come and work for us, not that they are regular employees. So
So
that
you must
brings our
be,
burden down.
so you must be following some standards. Are you following some standards?
We had started with the ZED certification, and we
Okay.
are I can't say that we have achieved much about it, but like our district industry center and all, they're giving us guidelines as to how to go about it. So we have started on that. I can't say that we've done it completely. Yes.
So do you have your own laboratory? Do you have your own lab also?
Not really, not really.
Not
But
really.
all of them are outsourced.
So the
Any
testing
research or
facilities
anything.
are outsourced. Okay.
Testing facilities are outsourced. Yes.
Okay. So what has been your greatest challenge, Annie?
Ma'am, the greatest challenge we can say is this isn't something that everybody understands, or people can't figure out why we are spending so much time and effort and money on a passion. And so it's something that we can't explain it to people. And so getting people to understand is something we are trying our best. But I can say that slowly things are opening up for us. Uh, Before COVID, we were mostly into teaching and training, but during the pandemic, we have come up with a lot of new projects. A lot of new things are happening. It's just that the time factor for us to convert that into money. So I can say probably the coming financial year, probably there will be a change of things for us in the way we work and way we can get returns out of whatever we've invested right now.
So how do you work? Do you plan your work process, activities, whatever you do, or and
Yes,
how
we
do you
have
do it?
certain things planned now. About we already finished with that. We are coming up with a do-it-yourself kit for children. It's a
Oh,
three-in-one
okay.
kit where children. It's 3 models. We are putting it in a box. It comes from easy, hard, and kind of at the difficult stage with instructions and
Okay.
everything for children or anybody 8 years and above. Anybody can do it. 8 years because when we are training them in our facility or anything, so that they just sit in some place, so we say 8 years, so otherwise they'll be running around the whole place. So that is why. But there are children who are at age 6 also do very well in aero modeling with their hand skills. So whoever is interested, we are ready to pull them in. So this is one thing that we are coming up. Then another set of models are also ready to go. So these are the things that are set up here.
So that's great. So that is another part which you have added to your venture, Dronska.
Yes, yes,
So now
yes,
it's a teamwork with your husband now. So it's a teamwork.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
that's great. So are you comfortable working together?
We are very comfortable working together. Yeah, people find it kind of what you say, they keep asking, aren't you tired seeing each other's face 24/7 into 365? Like, we enjoy working together. We have different opinions. We have times when we differ, but it's a process where we are together, and we enjoy the people go for candlelight dinners, but we work together and enjoy our time. So this is
Great.
this is our stress buster actually. So in one of the questionnaires, they had asked about the work-life balance. Work is always happening, even when we are time when we are resting also, it's all about work. So that's just there in our head. So I don't think we can take it out of our system. So
So do you take stress? No, at times.
I think stress is there, like when it is time to pay the EMI. So the stress is always coming up, but it's okay. But we've always seen that God has provided us always. We've never felt that even at the last moment when we feel, what are we going to do? We'll find some other way to pay the EMI. So I'll say God has been guiding us with in no limits. Whether it is bringing in people, whether it is bringing in resources, He's just been too kind to us and merciful to us. So we can't complain.
Oh, that's great. Faith is a remarkable thing, and that turns ventures also, and your luck. So faith is something really important. Yes, I agree to that. So how do you manage your work and house together,
Uh,
your
House
activities?
and work, actually, house is in the same compound where since in Kerala we are all used to having houses, individual houses and large compounds. Our office and house is like say 10-meter apart, but so I take time, whatever time is required on the house, we finish all that and come here. And yeah, that so anytime I can go back in and I can be in the in the office. The only bad thing is you don't have a strict time where you end your work. It can continue till 12 or 1 or whatever time. So I will not say that I balance my work and household responsibilities well. Uh, Finishing work, yes, but finishing work in the office is never happening.
That's I know. I mean, that is of course
Yes,
true.
yes,
So
yes.
then, but your product is very high tech. So how do you man? I mean, there's. I think you must be I think you must be enjoying the monopoly of your product. I think in that area, because how then you see the marketing? It's through DRDO or it's through some other organization who is taking care of your marketing.
Actually, we operate in multiple levels. We can deal with for kids, like I said, the 3-in-1 do-it-yourself kit. Children can do that, and there is another set for hobbyists. So
Okay.
they can start using our kits. Then another segment is engineering colleges or institutions like that for their like say their annual some trainings or some exhibitions that they have, or some kind of participating some in some competition that they are participating. So we supply to them. And DRDO and all is at the serious level of drones for surveillance or their particular activities. And it differs. So we can say our monopoly is in the fact that as for the children segment, we have the raw material at a very low price. So we can that is where our advantage is. We have the raw material. We don't have to import our raw material. So for that, we are very lucky in that way.
So how do you rate success, Annie?
Success, ma'am, as in like when you look into our profit and loss account, it is still loss because we still have to push ourselves harder in the marketing segment, and people have started helping us out now. That's how we got into the RDO segment now. So probably the next year we are hoping for a better market share for us. Right
So
now,
since how long? Since how long you've been in this venture? Since how long you started this?
actually, we registered in 2010 as a company, as a private limited company. But
Okay.
my
Okay.
husband was actually helping out, or rather he had an NGO that was into waste management and green energy. So it took some time for him to wind up all that. The company is still running, but his partners are handling it. He left it all together, and by the time we actually started, it was 2016, you can say, that we really started going the commercial way.
So that means you have not even reached the break even. I mean, since you say you are in loss,
Yes,
no, no
yes,
break
yes,
even.
yes.
Okay. So what is your contribution to the society, to give back to the society?
Um, One contribution is where we have our aero modeling classes, and
Okay.
we were not planning to take up training as such, because we were mostly into production, and we never thought we were those kind of people who can teach children. So we had this huge space of people who started coming and said, "Why don't you start teaching?" So we took that up. So first class that we had was, we had a child who had dyslexia, and his parents actually told me that we don't think that he can understand any theory that you teach him, so we are very worried, so please help him out. But by the time I could convey that to my husband, he had already started the classes. So I could just wait, and then my husband also felt this child is not able to grasp all the theory that we are trying to say. How is he going to do it? But the remarkable thing was, he was the one to finish the model first, perfect model,
Okay.
and
Oh,
his model flew very well. So we thought we should never stop teaching. So even if sometimes it gets really tough for us. Teaching and managing children are not always easy. But we don't want any child to miss out on an opportunity where he is coming and enjoying and succeeding in what he is doing. We have many parents who tell us, no, he's not interested in anything. This is the only thing we find that he is interested in, and my house is now dirty because he's just tearing up paper and making aeroplanes. So I came here to get some raw material for him. Can you give it? We thought this is our way of, we feel the only way we are giving back to the society right now. Even today, we had somebody coming up from a special needs place. So the person is already 35. So he needs some
mm,
engagement. So my husband said, okay, let him come, on Saturdays, let him come, let him sit with us for some time. Let's see what we can do for him. So this is how we can say we're giving back to society, trying to help children who really cannot do well in their studies, as in theoretical. And another experience that we had was when we went to Jharkhand. We were conducting this aero modeling class for in a remote village in Jharkhand, and the children actually didn't have proper clothing, or they were like age group from 2 to 18, but their hand skills were superb. I've never seen city kids working so well, and that whole area was flying. Lot of aeroplanes, small aeroplanes were flying in that whole area. So if you ask us which was the best moment in our life in this whole 6 years or 10 years of aero modeling and all this, that 1.5 days where we spent with them was really enriching for us. It opened our eyes, like, that's when we felt, okay, God has blessed us with a lot of things, and we just need to be very grateful to Him for things.
yes, yes. India has enough talent. I think there's no dearth of talent in India. So that's it. But have you Annie planned, or your husband have planned succession planning or the legacy of your business? Have you ever
Not
thought
really.
of it? Not
Not
really.
really. Since we don't have children, so the other day we were just discussing, like, it was a random thought. We were just telling him, his nephew is like, we'll train him. So later, if he wants to take over, let him take over. So it's just a random thought that came into our hearts. Uh, yes. So We don't know
I think we
holds in
need
the
to look into these things also because the hard work you put in, both of you.
yes.
So that should be taken forward, it should not die down. So what do you think? This recognition will have any impact on your business as such, the growth of your business? The CIMSME award recognition you've been interviewed.
If I had not joined CIMSME, I don't think anybody will be speaking to me or asking me all these questions. To be honest, we would have still be sitting in our corners in this remote place in Kerala, and we might be selling planes or we won't. But I don't think anybody would be coming and talking to us. A person like you who's got a lot of experience in different fields in life, I don't think I'll ever be talking to you. So yes, CIMSME has given a big recognition. I cannot deny that, and it is an honor for me to be part of this
Definitely, we
honor.
learn from each other. Like I'm
Yes.
also learning from you about your project, so it's really so interesting. And the high tech, I would have never dreamed of it having a thing. So it's just the passion you have, for a particular product or for particular this thing. So, what advice or mantra you would give to the budding entrepreneurs? Would you like to share a few?
uh, Perseverance. You have to give your best. You have to give your best, because I've woken up, I've been sitting awake with him for nights on end for some very minute thing,
Yes.
because he wants it perfect to the T. There are nights we would have sat, like, say, till 5 a.m. in the morning finishing something, because during the day it might not be convenient with all the people coming in, calls coming in, and all that. So if you're not if you don't persevere in what you want to do, it is easy to just give up. It is easy to just give up. Even now it's easy for us to just give up and look for another job. But no, this is something that we believe in. We feel God has blessed us with this gift, so we should use it to the best possible. So I would like to say, you need to work hard. There's never any shortcut to success. I don't think anybody can succeed without working hard. There's no shortcut to that.
That's great. That's a real ideal, thoughts. So, how many organizations you are part of affiliated with Annie besides CIMSME?
No other organization. No
Oh,
other organization. No other organization.
that's
We were never interested in many of them, because like I said, we are just two people who are sitting in our corner making aeroplanes, trying to do our best to get things done. So we were never interested in this kind of a socializing. So when I got this invitation to join, I was like skeptical, and I was when my husband was like, "What are you thinking so much? It's just a matter of filling up an application. Just fill it up and finish it off." So that's when our state leader at that time, Aparna, told me that you have to give it as secretary. And then I'm again wondering what I'm going to do. So then again, it's just the same thing. I was like pushing myself uh, to get into this, but now I feel, yeah, it was good. A lot of people come across a lot of people now, uh, good friends we are making in the process. Yes.
we all have hidden talents among us, and it is just like we say, we each and every woman has a skill in it, in her.
Yes.
So we need to,
Yes,
just
yes,
update ourselves
I
on that.
100% agree to that. All of us have some talent or the other.
Yes,
It just
definitely.
depends whether when we want to look into ourselves and realize that, when we start looking into ourselves and start thinking, okay, there's something that I need to do for myself. People might ask me, okay, are you actually fulfilling your dreams or somebody else's dreams? But
True.
it doesn't matter. What I am trying to do is I am learning here, and every day we are learning about new things, we are learning about new obstacles. So I can't say it's somebody else's dreams that I'm fulfilling. It's my own dreams, I'm getting better. So why should I connect with another person's dream? So this
Very
is
good, Annie. It was really nice talking to you. And I mean, you're so great, and having this venture, and especially that you husband-wife team, you're working together. That's, it's not many of them are successful working together with their partners. So that's
Ma'am,
really great. I think you need
I'll
to
tell you
learn.
the secret behind that. I'll tell you the secret behind that. When we got married, actually, in front of the priest and everybody, we declared that, like, in sickness and in health and everything, till death do us part, we'll be
Towards
together.
that, yes.
So I have no choice. I have to support him.
But I think everybody takes that vow. But then, that it depends, like how you're taking it further in your, life.
Yes,
So that's the thing.
this is a journey we are enjoying.
So that means part of the success, like it should be shared with your husband also. So both of you,
I will say
you're
90
incomplete
percentage of
without
that
each other.
90% of that goes to him. My 10% share is just make sure that things are running, whether it is finance, or whether it's getting the team together, or whether it is helping things to be kept in order. That is where my share of all the thinking, or the brain, or technology and everything else is. So yeah, 90% goes to him. I only need a 10% share. I don't need too much of it.
But definitely, of course, it adds to the success, because without your partner or without your support, maybe your parents and all, you can't move further. So that was very
Yes.
nice talking to you, Annie. Thank you so much, and
Thank
wish
you,
you
ma'am.
all the best in your venture, and
Thank you,
may
ma'am.
God bless you. Thank you,
Thank
Annie.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you
God
so
bless
much,
you.
ma'am. Thank you.